Hey YouTube, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today we're going to clean some venomous snakes. I get to use my custom made, check that out, snake hook. I love this thing. So we've got 3 snakes we need to clean, and typically this one's a rector cage. We really were hoping that we would have a new cage here before we had to do this, but it hasn't arrived on time. So we got some poop and some shed to get out and need to clean the glass. Now, this is Kali. If you're a fan of old 80s movies, you may know where her name came from. If you remember, I do believe there was a certain guy who would chant Kali Ma as he tried to rip Harrison Ford's heart out. Yes, so that's where her name comes from. She's earned it. She is mean as all get out. We are going to put her in a different cage. We want to see if maybe that calms her down. She was small when we put her in here. She's gotten too big for it. She needs a new one. It's on the way. But, oh, come on. Come on open for me. There we go. But there we are. And you can already see she's alert. Whew, you're going to be fun, aren't you? She strikes a lot. So this is one you really got to watch her range on. She's already gearing up for me. She is going to strike at me. Just in case this goes south, we do have tongs. And remember, I am not by myself. Camera guy Kurt is here, and he is also experienced at this. And there it was. One rattle. And you saw, she reached out to just about here. So that gives you an idea of range. You can see I'm still safe. We're going to try to hey, calm down. Oh, I know. I know. Oh, you don't want out of there, do you? Oh yeah, I see you. And the biggest fear for me with her is her getting all squirrely and biting herself. Now this is not a snake. We really want to hook and tail too much. We can when we need to. But you can see there she is, all put up. We're going to go ahead and close that up. You want some light in there, Kurt, before we close that up. Keep an eye on her and make sure she's staying down. This will let you guys really see how red she truly is. Find a good light source. This is a pure white light to really show some of her color. Just a gorgeous animal. Now, my hand is not even crossing the threshold because I just don't trust this snake at all. All right. Well, that'll be part 1. Now, we're going to get to cleaning. But first things first, sealing that up, making it safe. All right, we'll set this over here. Get that lip underneath there so it can't possibly open. And I'm going to do a little cleaning work. Are you guys going to watch me? God, you suck. Let me actually grab the other trash can. You probably don't want to just... All right, so we finished cleaning the cage. You're gonna look like, well, it could look better, and it could. But remember, we got a brand new cage coming, so I'm not that worried about the glass. We wiped it down just with a wet, piece of paper towel. It's gonna leave some streaks, but I'm really not that concerned with it because this isn't a display. Well, it is, but for me, and we got brand new caging coming. Should be here literally anytime. So what we'll do, you're like, why are you using that? You could just use your hand, and I could, but it's partly getting in the habit. Just used to using the hook, use the hook. So I like to open this with this away from me to give me kind of some protection, and we're going to try to get the snake back in there. We're going to try to that using the tong. However, if she gets crazy, we will use the tong. That isn't to be mean. That's to keep her from biting herself, which she is known to do. Gotta pop the latches. There we go. No, because she might end up in there, and it's easy to get her out of there. She does. All right, girl. I know. Come on. You work with me, and I'll work with you. And easy does it wins the race with this. This is not a race. This isn't about going fast. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to like, well, you can just free handle Western Diamondbacks. Any of those guys that like to do that, they want to come here and experience a Western Diamondback bite. If they try to free handle her, they're going to get one. I can almost guarantee it. She's just not going to tolerate that. Okay. What I'm trying to do is let her kind of crawl through and calm herself down without having her strike. Woo! You know what? If she's going to let me, we might just try to tail her. You're not going to let me, are you? This will be our last try, and if this doesn't go well, we're going to go to the tong. Because the way she's just nope. And right there, she just wildly struck. So what we'll do now is we're going to go to a little bit more of a control method. Now, this is a gnarly device. So we don't want to put all of her weight on that, nor will we. Because one of the things with them is they're going to thrash when you use this a lot of times. But if you're not using solely that, it can be a very good tool to help with her weight and controlling her. Now with a little bit of luck, she's going to go in there, all super nice like, and then we just simply close the glass. So done and done. You can see how good she looks. You can see she's still pissed off. She's probably going to give me a strike when I put this lock on. That's par for the course. Why did we go to the tong with her? Well, because that last time she struck, she's getting where she's starting to strike at herself, anything that's moving. So when she sees that movement, she's going for it, and that includes her own body. They are not immune to their own venom. I don't want her envenomating herself. So we go to the tong to get better control over the snake and be able to move her safely for her. And for us, but mostly for her. We all done biting at me? That's amazing. Completely closed there. Perfect. So there she is. You can see how good she actually looks. And we're going to move on and do the next snake. The next snake I don't anticipate having to use the tong on. But here's the kicker. I always have it because you never know. So it's much better to have a tong and not need it than need a tong and not have it. So we're going to go right to here. We're going to work on my boy Reaper, who is already unlocked. And after this, we'll go and see our Gaboon. His name is Lilith. So in here, we need to do some water, some poop. We don't have any stuck shed, but the cage, the water dish has just gotten gross and gotten green. We need to fix that. We need to fix a few poops that are in there. So really simple. Helps if I release that. And speaking of that tong, where did we set that when we were done? Right here. Perfect. Now, Reaper's in the hide, so we'll have to get Reaper out of the hide. One of the easiest ways to do that is to simply turn the hide up, trying to keep your hand, or keeping the hide from falling on him, which is sometimes easier said than done. Come on, buddy. Now, Reaper is a lot better behaved snake, as you can see. And you can see how much easier this is going than it did with Kali. You want to go up there and explore? Okay. Go on. I'll let you. And why am I letting him do that? Because we got really good control of him here. We can just do a hook and tail maneuver. Give me my hook back. And just kind of gently lay him down there. Now, that is the preferred way of how that should go. But it doesn't always go that way, as you guys got to see earlier. I'll be right back. We're going to do a little quick cleaning, and then we'll put this one back. Okay, so we've cleaned the entire cage. One thing we did do on this one is it was due for a full litter change. So we went ahead and took out all the old litter and put in fresh new coconut. A lot of people say, what's the schedule you do that on? It's kind of an as-needed basis. And you'll know, like, it'll just smell different. It won't like, oh my God, if it's doing that, you got other problems. But it just doesn't have the same smell or feel. It starts to feel like it's breaking down. And that's when you know it's definitely time for a full change, not just a spot clean. So let's get old Reaper out here. Make sure your can's on a good flat level surface. Come on. Now, he's going to be slightly agitated from being in here, but you'll see he'll probably behave much better than Kali did. Don't just hang. Perfect. This will give you an idea of his true size too. If I pick him up and give you one of those fishing type holdouts. He is a big, big, big timber. He wasn't this big when we first got him. This comes from being in captivity and being fed very, very well at pretty regular intervals and getting to eat as much as he chooses. So some people are like, oh, you're abusing that snake, keeping him in captivity. And I'd say, no, we're not. But I'm also going to say, why is that not popping through? So, what we have here is a little bit of a sketchy subject because my lock piece is not fitting through like it should now. But the cage, there it went. Just need to get a little bit further in there. Woo! That was close. I gotta be worried about that. And when you're doing something like that, because you notice I did open it and close it very quick, you need to know where that snake's head is. And I don't think that's something the camera could see. Or never open it when that snake's head is in a position where we could get bit. You can do that with this. It has to turn. Now on something like the Gaboon we're going to work on in a minute, that head is a 360-degree dangerous item. So something to consider. But right now you can just kind of look, appreciate how beautiful this snake is. Every time I clean Reaper or work with Reaper, I'm always amazed at how calm he is for a wild-caught snake. And also just how gorgeous he is. This was my first ever venomous snake, and he has been great, and it was him that lit the passion to get more in me. But without further ado, let's go ahead and clean the Gaboon. The Gaboon's name was named by our Patreon members, and its name is Lilith. So Lilith will require a slightly different technique. You may have to move around where you're at, I don't know. Where'd you leave your hook at, Kurt? So I gave Kurt a hook, and he abandoned it over here. For Lilith, she requires 2 hooks. She's not super large yet, so it's not really a weight thing or needed thing, but she'll get to the point that this will be needed. So I'd rather work her this way now, so she's used to it, and I'm used to it, and not have to try to retrain her and me on something entirely new down the road. So we'll simply take the security lock off. Done and done. And then with Lilith here, we'll stick that right there, a little bit of room to work. We'll simply take a hook, open the security door, my favorite hook to start, and we'll just simply try to grab her up. You can hear her talking to me. Get in this other hook too to support all of her weight. Whoop. And we'll simply lay her down. And there. Now typically I'd like my hooks to be a little more spread out, but mostly this is learning for me and her. Rather than have them right here, we're not dispersing much. I'd rather be like right here where we're dispersing a little more front and back. But the idea is to get her used to being on 2. And she'll set much, much better that way. So we'll just simply close her up. Kind of go through the same thing with her. Get her cage all nice and ready. Then you'll see us put her back in. So Lilith's cage is all cleaned. With her, we do a lot of moisture. We did clean the water dish, but my water sprayer, got a little coconut in there, that'll be fine. Got the poop out, clean the moisture out. Something I want to show you really quick before I get her out. So Lilith has had 2 sheds with us. And as you guys know, this is a dream snake of mine. So I do tend to track a little more. This was shed number 1. It was a nice, complete shed. Okay, you can kind of get a good idea. Now, yeah, sheds are not a perfect indicator of size. We all know that. But they are a good indication. This will give you an idea of the size of her face, both eye scales. That is her full face mask there. This is her most recent shed. It's a lot thicker shed. And she did rip the bottom jaw off, but the rest of it is complete. And I want to show you her eye mask here. So you can see both eye scales and you can see the full eye mask. Just for comparison's sake. Give you an idea of some of the growth we've seen out of Lilith. It's amazing how much this snake is growing. I mean, awesome, right? Another thing is we'll put that nose to nose, and we'll do our best to kind of lay this together. And again, this isn't scientific, but it will show you she's definitely gaining some length as well. So Lilith is doing wonderful. She's eating great for us. She's defecating great for us. She's doing really good. We have a new cage coming for her as well. It'll be a 6-foot display cage, and that'll be her final cage. We'll take a lot of time in setting that up. Kurt and I will probably make an art project out of it, try to get some really cool leaf litter and make her a very, very, I want to make her a really nice environment, because this snake is, I thought about putting it in our zoo for a long time. I kind of waffled on that, whether I'd rotate it in or out, and I've decided now I can't. The reason I can't is, well, I'm in love with it as far as snakes go. This is like one of my dream snakes, like my killer zebra exanthic I'm trying to make is. This was my dream venomous snake. It's the first one I've ever had, and I need to be close to it. I just can't have it that far away. So without further ado, let's open it up. She doesn't rattle, but she does give an audio warning. You hear that loud hiss. That is a Gaboon's audio warning of saying, there it is. Wait, do it again. Do it again. I am your father. Search your soul. You know it to be true, or something like that. So they give the Darth Vader breath. Fun fact, everybody says, Luke, I'm your father, but the movie actually doesn't say that. Go check it out. Okay, let's get this snake out. And again, we're going to try the, she pissed, 2-hook method. Now these are not pit vipers, so they are going to respond more to movement than heat. She will not see a heat signature like a rattlesnake will. So do keep that in mind. Oh, come here, baby girl, get where I want you. Now that she's down here, we got plenty of time to work. This is a much better hook placement. I'll get her up there so you can really kind of see her. Get that better in my hand. There we are. And how she looks. Just a gorgeous, beautiful snake. Notice that tongue, black on the end, pink in the beginning when she sticks it out. Will you wiggle it? No? Maybe? Okay. So I'll go ahead and just slide her back into her environment. And she is a beautiful looking snake. Come on, girlie. You can really see all those colors coming out. Yeah, that's water. You'll drink some of that, won't you? One thing about Gaboons is they're not the best at drinking. So sometimes when she finds water like that, she's going to chug. I often have to mist her and get water on her coils. And that's how they'll drink a lot naturally. But she does drink out the dish, so I don't have to do that too frequently. And obviously you can look at her and tell her hydration's been pretty dang good. Just a beautiful, beautiful animal. This snake and their patterns I can't get over. We'll let her crawl back in there on her own speed. And as long as she doesn't come out, we won't redirect her. And then we'll close that up and make it safe for everybody. You can kind of really see how they move. They have that caterpillar type movement as opposed to a slithering type movement. Much, much different than other snakes. How you doing, girl? Where are you setting that head up at? There you are. She's almost all the way in, but you can just imagine this in leaf litter and how it's going to disappear. Just awesome. It's got some slight grayish purples in there and just pinks in certain places around her face. Just a beautiful, beautiful animal. All right, she's past that point now, so I know I can slightly close that without even touching her. And that does it, guys. She is in there. She is safe. I'm going to put this lock back on and end this video. But that is how we do some venomous maintenance on our display cages. No feeding today or anything like that, but this is as much of that work as anything. It's just, you know, when you're able to get them out and check them over, and different snakes having different personalities, you can see how my Timber Reaper is versus my rattlesnake Kali, she is terrible. You can also see how the Gaboon Lilith is just pretty much a sweetheart, but you can hear that really cool hiss. And I just kind of love working with these and how different they are. Kurt, anything you want to add?
No.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me make this lock go on there. Never forget to do that. We'll catch you all next week.